All right, welcome to episode 3 of my glitch sound design tutorial, or I don't know, general techniques, I guess. So I don't want to be like, here's how to make this sound. I just want to kind of demonstrate the techniques that I've found. Today, I'll be working with wavetables, specifically importing samples as wavetables, which, when you get down to it, is kind of just granular. You just kind of have like a locked grain size, essentially, which would be 2048 samples, I believe. I think it might be different in Ableton, but I think in phase plant and most things it's 2048 per wave frame. But anyway, I'll be working in phase plant. You could easily do the same thing in Vital or Serum, presumably, although I haven't done it in Serum. Anything that lets you import a sample as a wavetable. What sample you use is you can use just about anything. You could even just get your recorder or your phone or whatever and just kind of turn on the recording and fumble around with it a little bit and just save that, chop it up into little sections and export them, whatever. I have these little random things. This through. There we go. Just these little bits of noise and stuff. Use this one. So yeah, you just drag it into the wavetable, and I turn down the crossfade, which I'm not super proficient in phase plant's wavetable editor. It's something I just haven't explored enough to get comfortable with. So there's more you can do here. You can normalize it and stuff like that, but I'm not comfortable enough with it to give you advice with that. However, the crossfade, I think, creates a smooth transition between frames. That would be my guess anyway, and we definitely don't want that. So I turn that down. And here we are. Huh. Now this is kind of... I might actually grab a different one, because these are looking a little too homogeneous for me. Let's try this one. Yep, that's good. So you'll notice we have quite a amplitude disparity over the course of the wavetable. It starts out very quiet over here, and then it gets really loud over here. So you could probably fix that with normalizing it, but what I just do is slam it into a compressor, pretty aggressively. And limiter after it. Okay. maybe a little more. There we go. That's good. Getting a level output across the wavetable. Not that you need that necessarily. Like, you could do it in a way to preserve more of the, dynamic amplitude, but either way, just to taste. So I'm gonna just get a random modulator, turn that down, turn always trigger on. I usually haven't messed with this, but I just recently had not setting it to always trigger kind of mess with something I was working on, so I'm tending to make sure that it triggers on note on more often now. And then I'll just put that onto the frame. And I'll turn the polyphony down to 1. Okay. I'll turn up the phase randomization, and I'm gonna duplicate this. And then, let's see. I'll make my 50% randomizer thing that I use all the time here. And I will have that trigger a random modulator. And then I'm going to have this modulate the phase. So the reason I'm doing this, let me turn down the station on this, hear it more clearly. Oh, whoops. So you can hear all the subtle differences every time I hit a note, and that's due to the phase randomization. So they're just canceling each other out in different ways. And then if I have this going, that will do the same thing, but with a note held down. Then with this, because I don't want this second one on all the time, I'm just going to bring that down, bring it up to 12 or minus 12. I'll bring this down 3 up to 9. So we just occasionally have this second oscillator coming in and messing around with the phase, basically. So especially when playing this at very low notes, like C minus 1, OTT just sounds great on glitch sounds in general, but especially doing it this way, you're playing this sample at such an incredibly low rate that, like, you're playing it below the intended sample rate. And OTT can pull out some nice, I don't know if it'd be artifacts, but nice little sharp clicky things. As a result of that. I generally prefer the OTT plugin. However, I'm going to use the multi-pass OTT here because I want to do more stuff in Phase Plant. Just like that. I'll put a disperser above this. Oops. And then clipper, although I'm thinking maybe I'll keep this one. Well, no. I'm going to use a clipper from Air Windows. I've been working on a couple things actually that I have been exclusively using Air Windows plugins for. Man, there's just so much incredible stuff. No. Just pause it. I don't know why it wants to be in the full Explorer. Okay. Yeah, they have so much great stuff. I mean, like, listen to this distortion. This has to be one of the most intense distortions I've seen. I have this at 0.1 output. That's way too distorted for what we're doing here, though. Oh, I wanted to get 80 clip 8. For whatever reason, I haven't really found the ceiling control to do anything. I'm not really sure why that is. But the reason I wanted to use this one is this boost, or not the boost, the clips mode on this, which I think is just playing the parts of the signal that it clips off. So I think it would just be the the inverse of a clipper, basically. Like if I do this. It's actually not quite. Huh. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's what might say here. Shows you where clips begin. I don't know, but yeah, you can get some cool little crunchy bits out of this. So I think I'll get, well, I'll just duplicate this, copy it. And then I'll get another distortion of some kind. And run them in parallel. Oop, a bit too much. Oh yeah, that's great. Okay, another thing. Oh, why is this? Oh, I see. There we go. They were not on the same frame that whole time. Just put in a actually I don't want that. What I do want though is to copy this 50% randomizer thing and have it turn the master pitch up 24 semitones. Gonna make this a little less likely to turn on. Turn jitter up. I should turn jitter up over here as well. Okay. You know what? This might be a good opportunity. I need to wrap this up probably, because I am going to Magic the Gathering pre-release today, and I need to get ready to go for that. But this might be a good opportunity to use a Glitch Machines plugin. I'll probably explore these more in a later episode. But I'll get... Let's see, I think Fracture and Hysteresis are the free ones. Yeah, let's get Fracture. There's also Fracture XT, which just gives you more stuff to work with. But I'll just use the free one here. So this buffer section is basically the delay buffer that I've made in Snap Heap and Faceplant. This one, rather than just going on feedback and however long it's on for the amount of repeats, you can just directly set the number of times that it should repeat here. But if your length and your playback ratio, which I did not have in the Snappy Faceplant one, so it'll play. It'll play the buffered signal at a different rate, which is kind of cool. I'm going to switch this to a random modulator. I don't know how fast it should be. I don't know, something like that maybe, and then you can change or modulate the controls with it. Little bit of size modulation and then or repeat modulation. Do the same thing here. I don't know if I want to have modulation on the filter. I don't know, you can keep it for now. Oh, put the limiter after that. I wish there was a way, and there probably is, since Reaper is so incredibly extendable, and you know, people can modify it to extreme degrees. But it'd be nice if there was a way for me to say, always keep this plugin at the bottom of the chain, because that's always what I want with my limiters. I want them at the end of the chain, but as I add stuff, that pops in under it. It's too bad we don't have the modulation for the feedback control, so I think that would be pretty nice to have. I don't want to modulate the time, I think. That'd probably be something that I would automate, but I don't want it like moving around on its own. Yeah, I guess that's something you could play around with automating, but I don't think I want them on any. I don't want the delay here. I think just the buffer and a little bit of this filter modulation would be good. Okay, and now let's just add a little bit of OTT, maybe a little bit of some other distortion of some sort. Like whoa. I wonder what that's coming from. Huh. Multi-band distortion, I guess. I don't know. Oh, you know what? Let me pop in another one of these. When I was playing with this last night, I got some really cool effects with high values here. But it looks like it's not really going to work for it here. Oh. There we go. Sure. Do that. Oh wait, I need to have this after. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I think this would be the kind of thing that would work well for like little punchy, glitchy moments. Not really a sustained glitch sound, but just you have that as a transition between two things or whatever like that. I don't know. Okay, cool. Pretty happy with that. So yeah, I guess that's probably about it. I need to get ready and go to a Magic pre-release now. So hope you enjoyed. Let's see. So for future episodes, I think I'll do a sampler-based one. I'm going to do a data bending-y kind of one. And probably one kind of showing some of these techniques in other other synthesizers, showing how you can do this in Vital and Serum and whatever else. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks for watching.